Wow, finally, long time coming, right? I can't say enough about our crowd. First of all, that they've hung in there with us. They came and celebrated these seniors for us, which is great and very well deserved. And then for us to play the way we did and with a lot of grit, I'm just super proud of this team. We have every reason to not show up and play hard. We have every reason not to buy into what we're doing. We have every reason to hang our heads. And these kids have been so resilient. They've come to practice and still had the right frame of mind every single day. And we knew we were just so close to just tasting victory. And we figured that if we could just taste victory, maybe we can build ourselves some confidence. But I love that this was such a team effort. Colorado is a good basketball team. They're going to be in the tournament. I think that they have a lot of different weapons, and I thought our kids really bought into what our game plan was and attacked them early in the first half. And we got to the free throw line a lot, which was part of it. And I'm just super proud of really our role players coming in, and Kyla and Jalen Bristow having big games, and then obviously Jazzy and Bailey finishing it off for us as well. So really big time win for us. Love that it was an overtime. Love that our kids had to show some grit and some fight to get it done.
Hey, Coach. First off, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Just after going through what happened in February and starting off March with a win, especially with it being the last regular season home game, just getting over the hump where you've had multiple games where you've lost by 1 or 2 possessions. What was kind of like winning today? What was that like?
Yeah. Obviously, winning beats losing any day of the week, and twice on Sunday. But I think that just the fact that our kids had to really dig in. You saw moments where we played really, really well and scored the ball well, defended at a high level, turned them over, grew our lead. And then you saw where we tightened up again and lost some focus here and there. And so for our kids we kept having conversations in the timeouts about that they deserve to win and that they've got to just continue to compete, that they don't need to tighten up. They don't need to hang their head when something goes wrong. They just have to keep competing. And I thought we had numerous people do that tonight. And I'm so proud for these kids to get this win tonight and the way they got the win.
And in that second quarter, we saw Danae hit that turnaround shot and then followed by back-to-back threes from Jalen Bristow. Can you talk a little bit more about just the scoring during that 15-2 run?
Yeah, I thought we had a lot of kids that really stepped up. They ran exactly what we wanted them to run. They looked very confident in their shots, and they just continued to defend and turn people over. And when that happens, good things happen for us. And we have a lot of scorers on the team, Danae and Jalen being 2 of them. And it was nice to see them be successful and see the ball go through the basket.
And Bailey ended the game as the leading scorer, but most of her points came from overtime. I believe it was 12 or 13. Can you talk about how she took over in overtime and really came through when you guys needed her to?
Yeah, if you go back to the second quarter when we went on that run, Jazzy and Bailey both weren't on the floor. And to be honest, I want to be fair to them that, I think they felt a lot of pressure, a lot of stress, a lot of the weight of this season on their own shoulders. It was really great for the rest of our role players and the rest of our team to step up and to be able to carry us through that quarter. And I think it relieved some stress and some pressure from Bailey and Jazzy. And I think for the first time, we saw both of those kids relax and just compete. Jazzy hit a really big 3. Obviously, she hit some big free throws down the line. I thought Bailey obviously took over in the overtime, and it wasn't forced. It wasn't like she felt like she had the weight of the world. She had the right mismatch. She had the right matchup or whatever it might be, and she finished at the free throw line. And I think that's huge for us. And I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Jalen's 3 free throws to put us into overtime, because that's one of the hardest things to do, is to hit 3 free throws in a row, and especially when you have to have all 3 of them. And for her to have the confidence, because I do believe the time before that she went to the free throw line, she went 0 for 2, and that's not like her at all. So for her to step up and make all 3 of those was big time. We had some clutch performances tonight.
And with Jalen just making those free throws at the very end, what was sort of the message to your team? Like, hey, we're in overtime. We really got to pull through with this. What was the message you had for the team heading into OT?
Yeah, to go win. We kept saying, take the win. Go take the win, because it was sitting right there for us, right? Just like several others have, and we haven't taken it. And so for Jalen to put us into overtime, I think it just gave our kids, a reassurance, right, that we can compete. And I think we scored the first 2 possessions in the overtime, and it got us that lead, and then we were able to hold on to it the rest of the overtime.
And I'll ask about your seniors, Maya Pete and Jordan Merritt. Could you first start off with Maya Pete? What it was like to coach a player like Maya?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad Maya is a Lady Raider for her last year. I'm glad she chose us. She has been a great teammate. She's given us an inside presence. She's a really great person and a great human being, great family. And I just really appreciate the fact that she wanted to be a Lady Raider in her last year of collegiate basketball.
Jordan, you've gotten to see someone like her just grow and how wonderful she actually is, and everything that she's gone through, having to medically retire, and then today when we actually saw her get proposed to at the end of the game. Just can you walk us through what you were feeling when you saw that?
Yeah, there's a reason for everything, and I think there's a reason that every kid comes to Texas Tech, and even when they leave Texas Tech, and whether it's after a year or two or when they finish their career, I just think there's reasons that people have these experiences in their lives. And Jordan, there was a reason that she came to Texas Tech, and obviously basketball led her here, and it was so fun to watch her grow up on the court and just to get her confidence going and to see what a beautiful player she is, because she's a really nice basketball player. But getting to know her as a person has been even a grander feat for me, because she is just a great human being, and she is very motherly, and she cares a lot about other people. And so for her to come full circle, like yes, her career got cut short, but she met her future husband here. I mean, that's fantastic. And for her to be able to go out her senior year and him propose, that was a pretty special moment. And we will all remember that, and every one of those girls will remember that. And we talk about those things all the time.
I mean, I was shocked when I was standing up on the balcony, and I looked down. I was like, "Whoa,
what's happening?"
So when you actually saw that take place, what was your initial reaction to seeing?
Okay, well, I knew it was happening, right? So he asked beforehand if he could do that. So there was even more pressure for us to win that game, to be honest, because you certainly want a moment like that to be when you're feeling your best. So no, I just think it's super special. It's not my first player that's happened after a basketball game for me, and those things are really, really special. To be honest, that's what coaching is all about, is to be able to share life experiences with these kids far after the ball stops bouncing. All right, thank you, guys.
Well, big win, both of you. Jalen, can you walk me through the fourth quarter when you had those 3 free throws at the very end? What was kind of going through your mind? Was it more nerve-wracking, or was it like, I got this?
No, it wasn't really nerve-wracking. It's kind of like we work on them in practice all the time, and it's like the way we do it is like you miss, you run. Or actually, your whole team runs. So it was really just kind of like that, but like this time in the game, it was like you miss, you don't have that chance to win the game again. So it was like putting more like on my back or whatever, and like putting these girls, like the senior night thing going on and everything. Like I just knew like the girls would have my back in this situation, so I have to have full confidence.
And can you just describe that feeling once that final one went through? What exactly were you thinking?
It was definitely like a lot of relief. I was happy to be off that line for a second, but at the same time, like knowing myself and my confidence, I was happy it was me shooting them.
Kylo, I know we had that 15-2 run, which you actually contributed to in the second quarter. Can you describe what the offense was like? What was like kind of the mojo in the second quarter?
I feel like our mojo was more of just help each other, be there for each other, and find the shots that we want to take. And it's kind of something we've been working on a lot, finishing through contact, just finding our teammates and all of that. So being able to execute those things was a big part of that. And just believing in your teammates and trusting each other. I feel like that's what got us through that 15-point run.
And can you talk about you personally for a second? Just 40 minutes, 15 points, 6 of 8 from the field, that type of performance. Like, what was today like for you?
Today was, for me, it was a lot of, I wanted this for our seniors. Like, we always want the win, obviously, but getting it for your seniors and the girls that support you so much, and like are the reason we succeed so much. I feel like that was a big part of what I was thinking about during that game, and being the best I can for them. And like my relationship with Jordan also really helped with that, just because it sucks watching what she's had to go through, but she's still so supportive, and a lot of the things that I'm successful at are because of her, so I wanted to do this for her.
Speaking of Jordan, we all saw what happened at the very end. I'm going to ask both of you, just kind of what was your initial reaction when you first saw it, and what is Jordan like as a person? What is she? How does she, like, I guess in a way, what does she mean to you as both of you?
Both of us being forwards and stuff, Jordan's, helped out with that. But like off the court, she's just a fun person to be around. And if anyone knows Jordan, you know that she has her whole life planned. She knows exactly what she wants, and this is what she wants. So I'm really happy for her.
So I'm really happy for her. She's a support system for us. She's a big sister, really. She's so fun to be around and everything. And she's been so helpful and so supportive of the both of us throughout this whole year, and just teaching moments and all. And so it was really exciting to see for her, and we were so happy. Like, I was shocked. I was completely shocked, and I'm just so happy and so proud for her.
With the big win today, what kind of momentum does it give y'all heading into the Big 12 tournament?
It's the start of March. We've heard about a billion times already that it's March Madness. So just hearing that over and over, this just like really starts off a good month for us and everything. And then having it in overtime too, like Coach said earlier in the locker room, like she loved that we had to dig deep for this win. And I agree. I think we showed like what we can do, and not only like fight, but have the confidence to continue that fight in overtime.
Yeah, it's going to give us a role. It's boosted our confidence and everything, and just shown everyone and ourselves what we are able to do, and just help us be more successful in the future.
Thank you.